Welcome to This Is the Day, Monday edition. I'm Bo Chansey, and right here, oh yeah.
Johanna Beachy.
Yes! I know you just were like, jackpot, it's gonna be a great week.
And it's a Monday.
I know. I could hardly sleep last night, Johanna.
It's a good day.
I was thinking, man, we're gonna have so much fun tomorrow, and we are already, and you guys are in for a real treat. We're gonna have a great time together. And welcome to This Is the Day.
Yeah.
Welcome to you.
Yeah,
thanks
you.
for being back on the show. And hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To all of you. Great choice to start your week with This Is the Day. We hope that you have some fun today, some encouragement, and that you find something today that is worth sharing.
Something. I wonder what they could find.
Well, I think there's going to be lots of wonderful things to share.
Probably. There probably will be.
But you know, one of the things that helps is if you kind of get in the sharing mode.
Right. Start practicing it early.
Yeah, you know, like, you know how it is. Like when you're generous,
Yes.
you know, with one thing, you tend to be generous with everything.
True. Yep.
Like if you're generous with your words, then, you know, probably your money will follow that, and your encouragement and your love and everything else.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Sets the pattern.
Yeah, so I think you're going to discover some really share-worthy things.
I hope so.
Why don't we have them start out by sharing the show?
Share the show.
Come on.
Start there.
It's clicking to share.
Yep. It's
really
easy.
simple. It's so easy to share this. And you get in that share zone, and you're in the mood, and you're going to find some other things today that you're going to share in passing and conversation, maybe send a note to somebody, but start by sharing the show. And you know what could happen?
What could happen if they share it?
If you share the show, you might get a mug.
Oh.
And just, let's get a little personal testimony.
Okay.
How do you feel about this mug?
These are great mugs. They're solid. They hold any liquid you care to put in them. They're very well designed. And they are going to remind you, if you get this, about sharing.
They do.
Like this is like a testimony to the power of sharing.
It is.
Right in your own home.
See, so much more than just a mug. That's
so
why,
much more.
That's why we're making the bold claim that this mug is life-changing. And I know, you're thinking to yourself, how do I get one of those bad boys? Where can I buy one of those?
You can't.
You can't. I know that just blows your mind right now, because I know we live in a consumer-driven world where whatever our little hearts desire, you know, we can just, you know, one-click it from Amazon, and, you know, tomorrow it'll be on your doorstep. Not true.
A click could potentially bring you this mug, but not by buying it.
That's right. It's a click and a share. You might get a mug. So, share the show. At the end of the day, our producer will choose at random one person from either YouTube or Facebook who has shared the show today, whether live, like right now, or on demand if you're watching later in the day. It's not too late.
Still works. Share it anytime.
Yep, to share the show. And so we had a winner from Friday.
Nice.
I know.
Friday winner.
I love giving stuff away. It's
Me too.
One of my favorite things to do. Love giving stuff away. And so Rachel Fithian.
Rachel!
You get a mug. We're going to get your address and send you one of these in the mail. When you get it, we would love if you would please send us a picture of you with your This Is the Day mug. Your mug with your mug.
We want to see the life change that has happened.
We do.
By having this in your life now, Rachel.
That's right. So congratulations, Rachel. And
good job.
You know what? One of you people out there, you could be the next Rachel.
You could be the next Rachel.
Click and a share, might get a mug. Little incentive, but I think sharing something wonderful is incentive enough. So we are thrilled to get to share this Monday morning with you, and we are going to have a great time. Did you have a good weekend?
I really did. Yeah.
What'd you do this weekend?
It was a great weekend. Okay. Many things. It felt like a long one. Felt like a long weekend. I think it was because we got to the beach, my sister and I, which was pretty awesome. Really great beach weather right now. But then yesterday was Father's Day, so that was a big day. Happy Father's Day, by the way. We can keep celebrating it.
Absolutely.
I
love being a dad.
Yeah.
My favorite thing in the
world.
world.
Dads are awesome. They're great. So it was Father's Day, so we spent a lot of time with family yesterday up at my parents' house in Chichester, celebrating my dad, spending some time with him. I have to say, though, the highlight for me of the weekend, and I don't think my dad's going to mind that his grandson steals the show, because we're all a little bit in love and obsessed with my older brother's baby boy, Peter.
How old is he?
10 months old. This is him. We've got a picture. This is Peter. So I love being an aunt so much. We went on adventures. We went for a little walk outside. See, 10-month-olds are so fascinating, so fascinating. There's so much going on in their brains, just like stuff firing away in there. And we were looking at my mom's flower gardens. She's got beautiful flowers up there, and Peter was picking them, obviously. I mean, you're 10-month-olds, you just pull it apart. But, so we were learning the whole, like, you can pick this and pull the petals off, but you can't eat them.
Right.
It's the boundary thing. But he did this like, I loved it. It was so cute. He picked the petals off of a flower, and then, I mean, he's a 10-month-old. He's figuring out how the world works, right? He goes like this and tries to put them back on the flower. Like, he's pushing it, like, wait a minute, you're not reattaching.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was great. I loved it. I hung out with Peter. That was like the highlight for me.
That's like how you start figuring out we have power to destroy, but not to create.
That's where it starts. Yep.
We can kill life, but man, we can't create it.
Yeah. He's like, wait a minute, this just pulled off. Let me put it back. Nope, doesn't work that way, Peter.
Yeah.
No.
You know, you said that 10-month-olds are fascinating.
They are.
And and you kind of alluded to why, but I know why. I mean, it's because they're so fascinated.
Yes.
You see that in their eyes, in the 100%. Way that they're encountering the world and that childlike wonder, and it's so, I find it inspiring, like
because like when you hang out with them, it's like you're seeing the world through their eyes a little bit, and you're seeing that like amazement that we kind of forget about, and they're just it's just cool to hang out with babies, I think.
Yeah, it tugs on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
I think it also kind of makes time stand still a little bit.
Yeah.
You talk about like a longer, weekend, with that.
It felt long.
Yeah, it does, because it's true too. When you're a kid, like time is slow.
Right. A year feels like 10 years when you're a kid. Feels like for a long, long time.
I'm a smidge older than you, and I can tell you, it just
a lot.
Hey, whoa, hey! It keeps speeding up as you go.
Yeah, I have already experienced that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love that.
That was great.
That's why it is so cool too when like the intergenerational mix of families are just people. I love that too about the family of God. You're a family life pastor, and but we have never, in our ministry philosophy, like been like, oh, we got to keep everybody segregated. Kids in one place, and adults and and generational. I know there's times and places where you do generational activities and things, but really it's the family of God.
Yeah, because like we all like benefit and learn, and like we all get value from being together like that across generations. So. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so I don't like to. I'm just not a big fan of always segregating the.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I've found is typically when you get like old people segregated together, they're grouchy. I don't know if you ever noticed that. They get extra grouchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to mix that up.
I have. I mean, I've got more experience like when you get a group of kids on their own together, what happens there, and that's not good either.
That's not good. Yeah,
no, that's not good either.
Yeah. Short periods of time, but all in all, love that.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool.
We celebrated my dad, but it was Peter. It was all about Peter. But
Peter wins the day. That's all right.
It was good. But yeah, Bo.
Yes.
What did you do this weekend?
Well, so being a dad, Father's Day. Thank you for the Happy Father's Day. And Happy Father's Day to you. I know you're not a dad, but
but
I like.
Sure.
Yeah, you have a dad.
Celebrated the day. Yeah. It was a good day.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, dad or not. So I love being a dad. Like, there's a lot of days where I wake up and I'm praying for my kids, and I just tell God, I'm like, God, I love being a dad. Like, thank you for letting me get to be a dad. I go like all the way back to high school. I remember like this strong desire to be a dad. It was kind of weird, like I always wanted, and I love being a dad, and I've loved every stage of life with my kids. So my kids are all teenagers now. We have 3 of them.
3
in the teenage years, and I love every second of it. I do. The problems keep getting bigger, and
sure, yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, the bigger they are, the bigger the mess they make. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, although I think that's inverted as a baby, they make a tremendous amount of, but then it like lessens, and then
pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
they are. It's true, actually. No, I take that back, because they are contained in certain areas as a baby.
Yeah.
And once they're older, like say a teenager, they can go all over.
Right, and so
the mess goes with them.
Yeah, unless they live in the family circus. That article's a hot mess.
Then they can't go outside of that little bubble.
I don't know. Those kids aren't supervised at all. But so love being a dad. I could talk about that. for a long, long time. But so Father's Day was great. The kids were very thoughtful, along with the songstress. She was very much an enabler in helping them remember that it was Father's Day. And
moms are good like that.
Yeah, engaging and celebrating me and making me feel like a great dad. She was really, and that always, because her opinion matters the most in my life.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. And so that affirmation, which is my love language, words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Interesting. Okay.
You didn't know that?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, yeah, big time words. Yeah, like don't touch me.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I'm happy with gifts. Don't do things for me. Yeah, I'm like, I can do it myself. What's wrong with you?
Right.
Yeah. Not real big on that.
Yeah.
Quality time. Don't need a lot.
That's mine.
Yeah, I'm pretty self-sufficient.
Interesting.
But yeah, as long as you just tell me I'm awesome every now and then or something. Admit it. So we've been talking a lot about as a family now that the kids are all teenagers, as we're discovering that and how we love one another. That's been a theme over this last year, how we do that. We talk about that at the dinner table a lot. So each one of us is different. So Ace, my son, whose love language is touch.
Right, yeah.
And I mean, that's a hard one since I don't.
Yeah.
He likes to be like touched. So like once a day, I'll attack him. You just kind of like just out of the blue, I'll just run and jump on him and every now and then I'll let him win. He's getting bigger and stronger, so you gotta be careful. So we're careful with it, but he'll be laying in his room on his bed and I'll just come flying in and jump on him.
This is good dad advice, parenting advice, honestly, because I think knowing your kids' love languages and like being intentional with that's such a good idea.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah, and some of it's preemptive, because if I don't, he's just gonna keep touching me. So I'm not
like,
So
decide when and where.
Yeah, Ace and I went and played golf for Father's Day. And it was hot.
Yes.
It was
toasty.
It was hot. Now I like it. I like the heat.
Same.
But while we're waiting, because it was kind of slow, and while we're waiting though, he would lean up against me, like put his arm around me, and I'm like, oh, it's so hot. And yeah. So I love him. But anyway, he wrote me a card.
So your kids are like celebrating you in the way that is your love language.
Yeah, well done.
Good job, Chancey.
Love
kids.
that. But I kind of got the whole spectrum of everything. Inslee made me this little the blue bracelet, the blue one, which is great because I gave her a necklace that has beads that are that color, a little bit bigger. So it makes every time I look at it, I think about her. So I was like, love that. I love homemade things.
That's a good one.
And Liza cooked dinner for us last night. She made fajitas.
I'm impressed with that one.
Which I didn't know what she was going to make, but if I would have asked for anything, it would have been fajitas. So she knows me well.
She knows.
Yeah. And so that was really cool. And they bought me this is really neat, a vintage, like 1980s golf bag, leather.
Oh, that's cool.
Red, white, and blue Hogan. Anyway, it's this old kind of cool logo. And I guess it had been in somebody's garage or something in Texas. And anyway, I got it and it cleaned up. It looks brand new.
Wow.
So I'll be the only one that has one of those.
Right.
So I love that because I like the kind of original thing. And then
I like anything vintage like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I want to be have the only one.
Sure. Well, and also like the history that you think about that. I don't know, that's cool to me too. It's not like just some brand new thing that was just made. Like I like thinking about how this was used for the intended purpose. Yeah. It's got a history
I
in
like that. Yeah, anytime I can do something vintage, I enjoy it. And then the songstress, she did this, I thought was really cool. She adopted me an otter from the zoo.
You can do that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they'll take your money. So
okay, well, like as an adoptive parent of an otter,
I have an otter.
What are your rights? What's your relationship with the otter?
I can go visit the otter. I think I can go backstage.
Have supervised visits?
I have some supervised visits with the otter that I now have adopted, and it also came with a little stuffed otter.
That's good.
Very cute. And the reason for otter is the wiener dog of the sea.
I can see that. That's true.
Yeah. So Longfellow was with me when I was opening the box, and she kept taking the otter and trying to run away with it.
This is my otter.
No, I wouldn't give it to her.
Do you get to name the otter?
I haven't yet, but if I do, his name will be Arthur.
Arthur the otter? Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Otter.
Art. I can't say that.
Art Otter.
Art Otter.
Yeah.
Whew, that's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah, I thought it was a great name. And there was one other thing. Inslee also bought me a gift. She got me Wiener Dog ice cube trays.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't that fantastic?
They never stop coming up with Wiener Dog stuff. It's amazing.
It was really good. Yeah.
Such a good idea. I never would have thought of that.
Love that. So cute. Wiener Dog ice cube tray. So, love that. Anyway, I know it was
Good
a really
gifts.
long, like what I do, but they really made me feel special as a dad.
Yeah,
Did a
that was
job.
good. There's some, guys can take some stuff away from that, like some parenting tips, know your kids' love language, know your parents' love language. That was good.
Yeah, find out. Yeah, ask questions.
Yeah.
So there's
Yep.
5 love languages.
Yes.
So,
Quality time,
yep,
starting with mine. Words of affirmation,
that's mine.
physical touch,
Ace
acts of service,
Summers.
and gifts.
and gifts. Liza.
Right.
Yeah,
Gifts, yeah.
yeah.
It's so interesting once you like read about that and learn each other's. It's so helpful in relationships. My sister and I have totally different love languages. And I'd be like, you're not spending time with me. Like, quality time is mine. And she's like, but I did stuff for you, because she's acts of service.
I cleaned the dishes you left in the
Exactly,
sink.
exactly. Yeah, learning about that is very helpful.
Oh, big time. Big time
Yep.
for sure. And be careful on this one. Like, some people, like Ace being touch, since I don't like to be touched, I can be like, dude, stop. Like, I can't, you
Right.
gotta stop. Like, I
Right.
don't, no more hugs. You know, but then he can be like, gifts. You know, Liza likes gifts, you know,
Yeah.
how materialistic and like,
Yeah, don't
nope,
disparage each other's.
nope, gifts
Yeah.
are great. Gifts
Yep.
are awesome. And just because gifts may not be your thing
Yeah,
or touch,
that's a good point.
Yeah, don't discount
Yeah.
it. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so I feel very loved.
Good.
I do.
Good.
And I hope an hour, once or twice a week, is enough quality time with me.
Yes,
Because I do love you.
it's good. Checked off.
But yeah. Okay. What do we do? Oh, daily verse.
Yes.
Verse of the day.
Verse of the
YouVersion
day.
Bible app. We encourage you to download it. There's a verse of the day. You can just read that verse, meditate on it, chew on it. Read the whole chapter. Just
Yeah.
click on it, and then you can open up the whole chapter. And then, if you're interested,
Which
you
I
can keep
love
reading
doing
more.
that.
Yeah, I like to grab the context, and I mean, it's great if you just read the verse of the day. I'm not trying to diminish
Right.
that. That's awesome. But what I do is I do click on that every day, and then I'm reading the chapter, getting the context, kind of
Right.
praying through it.
Yeah.
But today's from John 14.
John, okay.
So this would be the night of the Last Supper. Jesus is talking to his disciples. And like John 14, he says, in my Father's house, there are many rooms.
Yeah.
If that were not so, why would I tell you? I'm going there to prepare a place for you. And the Thomas is like, but we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? And he says, I am the
Yep.
way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. All right. So we go down a little bit further to our verse.
Okay.
At John 14:21.
Yep.
Jesus says, whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. The one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love them and show myself to them. So he's still talking to his disciples about like, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to
Yeah.
the Father except through me. And he's like, but here's the deal. Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me. And the
Yep.
one who loves me will be loved by my Father, and I too will love them and show myself to them.
Man, there's a lot in there.
Oh, it's so rich.
Whew.
Yep. A lot happening there.
Yeah.
But it's all relationally connected. Okay. So it's this whole relational connection because God
It's
is
like a very back and forth.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how relationships work, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about, like love
Right.
languages and everything, like
Yep.
learning and listening and paying attention. And I mean, this is how we relate to one another, how we relate to God, how He relates to us.
Yeah.
Our God is relational to the core. We're created in His image. And so just as the Father and the Son
Right.
and the Holy Spirit, 3 in 1, are different expressions of the same God, and we connect to Him in different ways through that. Jesus is like, okay, listen, whoever has my commands.
Yeah.
So this is where you get like obeying His commands. All right, but let's remember, His commands are not burdensome.
Right. They're like gifts.
They're a blessing, not
Yes.
a burden.
Yeah.
So what we tend to do is when we think about obedience and God's commands, we go, oh, okay, fine. I don't want to, but I guess I have to. And Jesus is like, no, here's a gift. Like,
Yeah.
come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and
Yeah.
I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. His commands are good. Okay, so
Yeah.
it gets even better. What is His command? His command
Love.
is, say it again.
Love.
It's love.
That's His command.
I know, ding, ding, ding,
Love
ding, ding.
God, love people.
Right, it's love. Love the
Yeah.
Lord your God. Love your neighbor as yourself. A new command I give you,
Yep.
Jesus says, as I have loved you, so you must love one another.
Yeah.
So if you have his love in you, you must love
Right.
one another. And that's why it's a new command. So this is his command for us, is the command of love. So whoever has my commands has his love
Yeah.
and keeps them, loves other, is the one who loves me.
Right.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you have broken relationships with people where you are withholding love from them, you can't control what they do. Okay?
Right. No.
But if you're doing this, then your relationship with God is also damaged.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Far-reaching implications.
I like the way Bruce Sutherland says it. He talks about a feedback loop.
Okay,
And he's
tell me
like how
about
that
that.
can get interrupted.
What's a feedback loop?
Like between us and God.
Uh-huh.
Basically that, like when you're letting his love, I don't know, I like the image of that. Like you're letting his love flow through
Yeah, it just keeps
you
going.
and you're receiving his love and it's flowing out to other people around you. Yeah.
Yeah. Verse of the day.
Verse of the day.
There's
So
a
much
gift
in that
for
one.
us, I know. Yeah, John 14. Just amazing. I didn't want to stop reading this morning.
Yeah. Really is a gift.
Absolutely. Okay. So, for God so loved the world
Yes.
that he would give his only son.
And he did.
Right. So this world is pretty special to God.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty special world. Meaning the people and his creation and everything. And I was thinking too about the New Jerusalem coming out of the heavens. And I was like, oh, wait, wow. Anyway, a lot of cool stuff there, but we won't get into that right now. However, right, being that the world is such an amazing place and, you know, we have access to so many different parts of the world now that we didn't before, whether
true.
through travel or through, you know, peaks online, you know, with the internet and the access we have. I know that you have a great passion for this, so I love
do.
to learn from you. So I wonder,
Yes.
Johanna Beachy,
Yes.
where in the world today, Monday, June 22nd, is Johanna Beachy?
Where in the world? We are going to go to one of my favorite countries that I've been to. We are going to Ghana
Okay.
in West Africa.
It's in Africa?
It is. It's in
Okay.
West Africa. Here's an interesting thing about Ghana. It is almost directly in the center of the world, like physically and geographically speaking. So the actual, the
Equator.
the equator, the longitude, 0.0, like 0 degrees longitude. That's like, I think the actual center of the world, physically speaking, is in the middle of the ocean, but Ghana is a country that's very, very close to it.
Okay.
So they're almost the center of the world, which is kind of cool. They're very close to the equator. It's a tropical country, West Africa. I went there many years ago. I was there as a part of school. And here's what I kind of discovered about Ghana. Here's what I think will help you understand if you've never been to this country or know someone from Ghana. If you think about like one of the hardest working, didn't stir up drama, got the best grades in your school person who was going to be like your valedictorian at your school.
So like me. Whoa.
I mean, sure, maybe. Were you?
Yeah.
But no, if you think about that person, that would be Ghana.
Okay.
Like, so well educated, so hardworking, like servant-hearted towards people, but not in a showy way at all. Like, if I were to summarize, like what I kind of almost the reputation or what I saw, like as a country, that would be Ghana. More than any other place I've ever been to in the world, they had this huge emphasis on education. Like, it was a cultural value. I mean, every country you go to, like, they have schools for the most part. Like, people talk about, yeah, you go to school, like, education. But in Ghana, it's this whole different level. Like, they just design everything to really be focused on, like, we care about your education and school matters, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure you're having the best school experience that you can because education matters. It's so cool. They have some of the, like, top colleges in the region, actually, in Ghana, which is pretty cool. So Ghana has this, like, very rich, very diverse and complex and like very ancient culture, like rich culture. So they came from like the term Ghana, the word, it actually means warrior king. And it was the title of the person who like was in charge of the kingdom. So you were called the Ghana.
Oh, the Ghana.
Yeah, like you were the warrior king. And this goes back like thousands of years, which is pretty cool. So they have like this very rich, diverse culture. And they are known for a couple of things in like the region in West Africa. One of them is kente cloth.
Kente.
Kente. So this is an example. Kente cloth can be used for a lot of stuff. People use it, like the words, they can use it for the colors that are in it. This is just like a little sampling of kente cloth, but you can do like a whole outfit in kente cloth. And it's woven. It's very rich. You should feel that. It's very rich and amazing cloth, and they're just known throughout the region, honestly the world, for kente cloth because it's really beautiful. And you can use it for stuff like this. Like someone gave me this when I first went there. Greetings from Ghana.
So it's like a gift.
It's like a gift. You can use it as a greeting. But yeah, like so much meaning in kente cloth. Has lots. You can also use it the second time that I went a couple times. Someone gave me a happy birthday kente cloth. I don't think I usually use it as a scarf, but go for it.
Is there rules?
Well, no, I think they just don't have a need to, considering how hot the country is. But we're in New Hampshire, so
if they were traveling abroad,
then maybe you would. Go for it.
Do I look like I'm in Ghana?
No.
I'm wearing a kente cloth.
But you are wearing kente cloth. But yeah, kente cloth is one. Another thing that they're known for is beads.
I like beads.
They're beads.
Yeah.
So I had a bead lady that I would go visit. These are from Beatrice the Bead Lady when I was living
name.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beatrice. So they have gorgeous jewelry and
those
beads.
are
These are
awesome.
pretty similar, like simple ones. But there's also like they get more complex as you go. So someone gave me this one. It's like,
Whoa.
like I know.
That's a
like,
lot of
how did
beads.
they make that? It's like a bunch of tiny little beads.
Oh,
Very
that's so
detail
soft.
oriented.
Yeah.
Like artwork and
Oh, I
crafts.
see.
and,
It's strands that are braided.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that are braided
beautiful.
together. But yeah, beads, like just rich history and culture there. One of my favorite things about Ghana, honestly, so actually I think we have a picture from a house that I stayed in. I was doing like homestays with a family, and staying with a family in a country, like I would recommend it. It's just, you get to learn so much about the country and the culture that way. And I really learned from being with this family that Ghana is very servant-hearted, but in a non-showy way. So like they're a very stable and peaceful country, but there was some unrest in the countries around them. So Ghana just like stepped up and was like, we're gonna give you free water until you get your infrastructure back up and running. Like here's clean water. And they just were like this really amazing presence in the region but they weren't in the news about it. They weren't like making a big deal of it. They just served people, which was so cool. I loved that about Ghana. Yeah, and the last picture that we have is from Kakum National Park.
Okay.
This is a cool thing. This national park, usually national parks are, this is the canopy walk. You can walk across the trees.
Did you walk on that?
I did. Yeah, I sure did.
Did you bounce in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you could like sway it around a little bit.
Nope.
It's pretty cool. But the coolest thing about Kakum National Park is that it was put together by people, like just average Ghanaians who were like, we think that there should be a park to preserve this land. So it wasn't even like initiated by the state government, like the government of the country or anything. It was just people that said, we're going to create this park. And so they did, to preserve like that natural habitat, which is pretty amazing. That's like a very
Did just
Ghanaian
random
thing.
people build what you were
I mean, I think,
walking on?
no, I think they got like professional builders. So it was safely made. But they like,
I think I want some government regulation on this. I want to know that it's been safety tested.
You know, you just step out and trust. You just trust people.
Don't know that I do.
Yep.
I don't know that I do.
It was
That's
pretty cool. But yeah, Ghana, amazing country. Loved that I got to be there.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Love it. Thanks for
Cool
taking
place.
us to Ghana. You know where I went today?
Where'd you go?
Into my closet.
What'd you find in there?
Calendar. Closet calendar.
Okay.
It's where it belongs. 1 page a day gets to see
Yep. The light of day.
Yeah. Okay. We got a life hack for today.
Okay.
All right. Life hack. When freezing ground meat, flatten it out as much as you can to reduce the thawing time.
I want to know if this works.
Well, sure. The thinner it is, the faster it'll thaw. I think if you have a big
Yeah.
block of ice versus, like the Wiener Dog ice cubes are like that thick,
Right.
or they're very.
But I think my
very
question, like frozen meat, I mean, can you push that and flatten it? Or are they saying like flatten it before it's frozen?
Before you freeze it, you flatten it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely flatten it, and then it's supposed to thaw faster.
Okay.
Thanks, closet calendar.
Yeah. Helpful tip for
I'm not
meat
freezing
eaters.
a lot of meat.
Yeah.
No,
No. I mean, I'm not either.
I think it really works with chicken either. I don't know.
Yeah, would you be able to? I don't know.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe someone out there is gonna try
Somebody's
that
like-
and utilize that tip.
I hope
And
so.
it could change their life.
I hope the closet calendar meant something to you today, because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah. No, that one doesn't mean that much to me.
That's okay.
Yep.
We have this other calendar
Yes.
in our kitchen that gives us a reason to celebrate.
Pride of place all the time, not
All the
in the
time.
closet.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
right out there, prominently displayed, because the sumpstress is aware and is teaching our family that every day is worth celebrating. So she put a calendar up in our kitchen that gives a reason to celebrate every day. Like you need one, but it's helpful to think about that. So today is National Onion Ring Day.
Oh, wow. Okay. Onion rings.
Yeah, you take an onion ring, you chop it into rings.
Yep.
You batter it, and then you put it in hot oil.
Yes, fry it.
It's pretty good. I mean,
they are.
I don't typically, I don't really have onion rings very often.
I don't either. I will say about onion rings, so I am like very averse to onions in general. They're like the one childhood food that like I didn't like it as a kid and I still don't like it as an adult. Usually you grow out of a lot of that, but not always. So I don't like onions, but I do like certain onion rings.
Sure.
Because it's fried.
Yeah,
I mean.
Well, I know, you fry just about anything. It's pretty
So I do
tasty.
appreciate them.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say out of, like I like a nice tempura.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a light batter and on some vegetables, but onion ring's pretty good.
So it's National Onion Ring Day.
Yeah.
What about bloomin' onions?
Well, that's a fried onion. That's not a ring.
It's not a ring.
No. Yeah.
Those are really good though.
I don't know. There's so much grease.
There is.
Because
they're a fair food. You get them at the
popping
fair.
That out. Yeah. So if you have an onion ring, you put anything on it?
No.
Nothing?
Nope.
Just plain.
Just plain.
I'm ketchup.
No.
I love ketchup. Love it.
I'm not a condiments person.
Oh, okay.
Purist.
Yeah.
You just eat the food.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'm a purist, but yeah, I think they kind of go together. I mean, I don't want ranch on my onion rings because that feels.
I would probably
wrong.
put ranch before I would put ketchup.
I'm sure it tastes fine. It's just like I'm going to put fat on my fat.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I do. There's sugar in ketchup.
Yes,
But I like the salt and the vinegar that's in there.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. Sometimes I just crave ketchup, so I look for something to put ketchup on.
It's kind of odd.
Yeah. Well, I like it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Like, what would you put it on besides onion rings if you're just looking for a way, like a vehicle for ketchup?
Well, there's normal things like love a good tater tot. French fries, are always a temptation for me. But I try to stay away from fried foods. Baked potatoes.
Okay, I've never
seems a
tried
little
that,
weird.
but I could see that. Well, I mean, you do French fries. It's not that different.
Yeah. So bake a potato,
Yeah.
and then even the potato skin, a little ketchup. I like that.
Really important question. Do you put ketchup on eggs?
Absolutely, scrambled eggs.
Oh, okay. All
Load
right.
'em up.
No.
Yeah, I will.
We're done now.
I'll do 6 scrambled eggs and half a bottle of ketchup. Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I won't eat scrambled eggs without them.
Do you guys put ketchup on your eggs? Because this is an important thing to know about people. So let us know if you do that.
I feel like you're being a little judgy.
I don't. It's just.
Over there.
I mean. All right. Baked
Ketchup,
potato.
I like it.
I get that.
I like
Eggs.
it. Okay.
That's just
What's your favorite kind of ring? Think about all the rings in the world.
All the rings in the world.
Yeah, like I mean, you can go outside of where like Saturn has rings. I mean, out of all the rings in the world.
The first. I'm surprised, but I'm going with the first thing that popped into my head.
Okay.
A circus ring.
Okay. A circus ring. You like the circus?
Like at the circus. The circus
But do you like
ring.
going to the circus?
I don't think I've ever been to a circus in my life.
You know,
I've read about them and I've seen movies of them.
My parents are circus folk.
They are?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
They taught school for 30 years. Then they retired in their early 50s from teaching. As soon as I graduated from college, they're like, we're out. And they bought an RV and they started traveling with circuses. And they would work for the circus.
What'd they do?
So different things. And Mom would usually work in the office or the ticket booth, and Dad would, like be a host, big cowboy hat, and like an usher, greet people and help them, represent the circus.
That's kind of fun.
Sometimes they taught school for the circus kids. So they got to see the entire United States traveling with a number of different circuses in this way.
That's awesome.
And they got to see our country, kind of small town, Americana, and do it with really a very diverse group of people who are in the circus. And I got to meet some really amazing people.
I like that.
Yeah, I like the circus ring.
Wow. So I got to go to a circus now
I've been to lots of
find
circuses
out, like
now.
if that is my favorite ring. I don't even know.
Sweet. Okay. That was fun.
All right.
Okay. National Onion Ring Day.
National Onion Ring.
Find a way to celebrate.
Have some onion rings, maybe.
Okay. All right. So, it's Monday.
It is.
And, if that didn't get you going, the Onion Ring Day, find another reason to celebrate. But we know that Mondays can be hard.
They can. They can be.
It's a challenge for sometimes,
Jumping back into the work week.
People got a case of the Mondays and they're struggling with that. So we like to do a little thing called Motivational Monday.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have a song for it.
I like the song. It gets stuck in my head.
All right, let's do it.
It's like a little
It's
ditty.
just a motivational Monday. I wish it was Monday.
So good.
I like it.
I know, the song
It's
is-
just peppy.
Yeah, Dan King, man, he gave us, this worship pastor thing and creative arts pastor thing is not working out for him. He should really go into jingle writing.
Into ditty, yes. Yep.
Yeah, little ditties.
That is like motivational in and of itself, just that right there. It gives you a little boost of energy.
All right, so you've seen these, in the workplace. That's why we do it,
Yes.
because, the case of the Mondays, you got these workplace motivational posters.
Yep.
You've seen them?
I think their goal is to just change the whole experience. If you put a little poster up on the wall.
Put a poster up there, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have our Motivational Monday poster today. It says,
Okay.
believe and succeed. Believe and succeed. And then it goes on to say, believe and succeed. Courage does not always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, so courage
Yeah.
doesn't always roar like a lion. Sometimes it's just a little voice at the end of the day saying, I'll try that again tomorrow.
I like that.
I do too.
I have heard that before, but I like that they put it together in that way for a motivational poster because I think it's true.
Yeah, I hadn't seen what our poster was for
Right.
today. And this morning I posted something on my Twitter and my Facebook, just a little encouragement for
Yep.
Monday, a little motivation.
Yeah.
And basically I said, here's the secret to success. 3 steps to success. Number 1, show up. Number 2, work.
Yep.
Number 3, repeat. I was just thinking, I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, really, I've been telling my kids a lot, as their dad, hey, keep showing up.
Yeah.
Just keep showing up. I mean, that's phase 1.
Yeah.
Show up. That's what's great about Mondays, you're showing up. And then when you show up, whatever you do, work.
Yeah.
Work at it, like get after it, go for it, give it your best, and then try again.
Yeah. I like that. I like that saying is very it's like courage is not like this big, loud bravado. Like it really is sometimes like how they say it, like a quiet inner voice that's like, keep going,
Yeah.
keep showing up, keep trying again. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder.
Well, you know how I
Look at
feel
that.
about phony courage.
Yeah.
Not impressed. Just don't. Anytime you start getting anytime I start getting loud and brash and,
Right.
tough guy, phony baloney, that's
Yeah.
garbage. I'm scared out of my mind. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, courage is usually very,
Yeah.
my dad, it's like the dad thing,
Sure.
I knew when my dad was afraid if, there was some kind of big loud, but most of the time it was very, got this.
Yeah.
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 Don't worry.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about courage too, is it's often quiet, which means that sometimes someone's doing something really courageous right around you, and you don't even realize that they are, which is kind of a good reminder about hey, motivate the people around you. Someone might have been trying to do something really courageous today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. You know what this is? That's right.
It's a union leader. I feel honored to be in its presence.
Man, this bad boy right here, I perused the news
'Kay.
this morning, and this paper right here,
Yeah.
premier paper, world
Top
renowned.
notch.
Just leader in journalistic
Yep.
excellence, which I actually enjoy the paper. I could spend all day in here. So many really interesting articles.
Okay.
There's a bear attack. You might want to watch out for that. Yeah, they're looking for this bear.
I'm terrified of
Yeah.
bears.
Oh, well, okay. Mark Hayward.
Mark Hayward,
Man, he just keeps showing up,
renowned
man.
writer.
Renowned. Front page
Yep.
on there again. Way to go. Mark Hayward, there's this Chandler house in Manchester maybe getting demolished. So,
Oh, all right.
yeah, so there's some interesting things. Okay, so on the front page,
Okay.
there's 2 things in the bottom right corner, just above the barcode.
Yes.
Code, very
Yep.
small print. There's a small prayer and a chuckle. Which do you want first?
I would like to chuckle. I have not given up hope. I have the courage to try again.
Okay, we've not chuckled yet.
I haven't yet,
All right.
but
I'm going to do my best today.
Okay.
Today's chuckle from the union leader. The tongue is the deadliest of all blunt instruments. Got it.
okay, but
That was a chuckle.
that was a chuckle. But I don't how did they know? Like, that's something that I've been thinking about lately.
Well, of course, we were in our message this week from James 3.
Exactly.
That's right out of the scriptures.
So, okay, I guess they did get a chuckle, but there was context there.
It doesn't
that brought
matter.
it out.
I mean,
So it worked.
A chuckle's
It
a
worked.
chuckle. There was a chuckle
They
today.
got it. Good job, union leader.
Well, there's a nice pun there. Blunt instruments.
Yes, that's true.
Because the tongue can be very blunt.
And it's completely accurate. It is like the most deadly.
It's the deadliest, yeah. Yeah. It's
Good
a blunt
They
instrument.
did it.
Yeah, good job with the chuckle today.
Yep.
Okay, and then we got a small prayer.
Yeah, which is usually huge. I love
Usually
it.
big, yeah. May we not hide our problems, Lord, but give them to you, for you are all-knowing and understanding. Amen.
Again, that's not a small one. That's
huge. You think
Yeah.
about our God as a father,
Yeah.
and we run around trying to hide our problems from him, or from even
Right.
each other, or from ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I got it all under control.
What I love about that, like, they're reminding you, like, he knows this already, right? Like, anything you're struggling or wrestling with, he knows it. So
Yep.
don't hide it from that, because that's more about, like, you and your heart. Like, he already knows that you're struggling with that problem.
Yeah.
So you can release that. Like, you can not feel like you have to try to handle that on your own.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
He's
How's it
there.
work?
He hasn't given up on you.
Huh.
Yeah.
And how's it work out hiding your problems?
no.
Does that ever work? Pretending like we try to hide them from ourselves, I think, sometimes
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. That's where it starts.
Yeah, this is not a
Yeah.
problem. No, I got this under control.
It's fine.
Whoa, yeah. As soon as you start saying, I don't have a problem,
There's probably a problem.
there's probably a deep problem there.
Yeah.
And then we also tend to get really focused on other people's problems when we're hiding our own. Like that whole comparison thing. Or
Deflection.
Like, look at, look at her. I mean, I could be like her or like that guy over there. Or like Johanna, which is a real mess. Okay. Yeah.
That's such a good prayer.
Yeah, take him to God.
Wow.
Let him in. He's all knowing. Monday business.
Okay.
So, going back to work on
business.
Monday. And this is interesting. Angela's Pasta and Cheese Shop is changing owners.
Oh.
Hope the new owner's name is Angela.
Yeah, otherwise, I mean, how could you possibly own Angela's if you weren't named Angela?
know.
How would that work?
It's not. Angela
Yeah.
is standing with new owner Stephen Freeman.
Steven's Cheese Shop just doesn't sound the same as
I think he's
Angela's.
keeping the name. Feels a little disingenuous, Stephen.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know, Steven.
Keep it. All right. Then there's this other article in here that we
Not an article.
sometimes struggle with.
Yep.
However, today,
Yes.
this is the day, viewers. You're in for a treat. Let's put this up. You got to see this right there. Look,
What?
the ducks are having a parade. Look at these two children, these two beautiful kids, these two amazing specimens of just wonder and intrigue, standing politely back away from the bank of the dangerous
Yep.
water,
Yep.
watching a mama duck with her baby ducks in this really cool observation that the little guy has that, look, he wants to share this with his sister. The ducks are having a parade and her hands are behind her back, standing at attention.
Yep.
Yes!
Yep. That's a great one.
Way to go, Family Circus. You nailed it today.
It looks like a painting,
It's magical, yeah.
a Rockwell painting or something. I do wonder, though, if they're thinking this because we did discover, right, that Family Circus is very current and up-to-date on modern events.
Yep.
They're currently
they're writing new
them.
ones,
They're
yep.
not like from 50 years ago.
For sure.
I wonder if these kids are like associating the parade thing with birthday parades because they've seen so many of the cars in the parades, and that's what they think is someone's birthday. Maybe they think it's a birthday, a duck birthday.
It looks like a parade. The ducks.
great one.
The ducks are marching, and it's such a beautiful thing to behold.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. You can see a parade anywhere.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Look
Love
at that.
All right. That was the best article in the paper today.
Man, union leader, good job today.
I think Mark
Wow.
Hayward may have had something to do with that one.
I think it was Mark's presence.
Probably.
Yep.
Probably. Starts on the
Just
front
the
page,
excellence.
carries all the way through
Yep.
to the Family Circus article. It's pretty awesome. Hey, real quick on the weather.
Yes.
It's another hot one, like 85.
All right.
Got
Keep
some-
your fans on.
Yeah, or air conditioner if you have it. I don't know. I
New
do.
Englanders don't have air conditioning.
That's not true. You know what? Like this region is getting modernized. Like we have some things like paved roads and.
Yeah, that's true. You don't need to hold on to your fans. You can get AC.
You can. It's available.
It is.
We got this like thing called the internet that's like hidden different places.
It's getting there. I just like the sound of the fan. It's relaxing. But yeah.
Okay, keep your fan.
Fan, AC, whatever you use. It's gotta be warm. So use them. Or both.
Yeah. Maybe some thunderstorms. Did you hear the thunder yesterday?
I did. I was out with Peter when the thunder was going, and again, that kid wonder thing, like he paused everything he was doing, and he was just looking around.
We went for a quick swim at a friend's house. They were gone.
Okay.
So we took over their pool.
Smart.
And yeah, we were in the pool and everything, and then heard the thunder, and then saw some lightning. So we got out, we were waiting, and it was getting, we were doing the 1 1,000, 2 1,000, counting it. It was getting closer.
Yeah.
I was in the Scouts, so I was talking to my dad while the kids were playing in the pool.
Okay.
I'm like, Dad, we got to go.
Yeah. Get out of the water.
Yeah, sorry, bud. So I had to cut my call with my dad short.
It's too bad.
I did get to talk to him.
But you did make sure that your kids were safe, so it was for a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to talk to him for Father's Day. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we never have to chat very long. I sent him steaks.
Wow.
Just a little thing, like if you're...
Right.
The Omaha Steaks thing is... This is the day, sponsored by Omaha
That's a good idea
Steaks.
for Father's Day.
I thought it was pretty good.
For any day, really. Send someone some steaks.
I've done that as thank you gifts, too.
Yeah.
Like somebody did something cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
Not a little different than, like a fruit basket.
Yeah, I would pick the steak over the fruit basket, I think.
Yeah, assuming the person's a meat eater.
Well,
but,
yes.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. And, all right. So this is cool. We, our Connections pastor, Sue Kelso,
Yep.
she oversees Rooted.
Love Rooted.
Rooted is amazing. 10-week discipleship journey that will transform your life and give you tools for a lifetime of following Jesus and helping others follow Jesus. So
everything he said, yep.
Yep. We want you to not only experience Rooted, the Rooted experience, those 10 weeks, but an ongoing journey in Rooted. And so there's some rhythms of Rooted. And so Sue's got an encouraging video for us with a Rooted challenge about daily devotions. Let's check this out.
Hi guys! Hey, today's Rooted Rhythm Challenge is daily devotions to the God who created us and loves us. So daily devotions allow us the opportunity to bridge the gap between what I say I believe and how I live my daily life. So our daily lives have kind of looked a bit different, right? Some of us have needed to be safe at home. Some of us have been essential workers. Thank you, essential workers. We love you. But our time with God each day really allows us to have a much needed center point. So one way to find this is to read a portion of scripture and apply what I like to call the issues and the ations. So you have the situation, observation, inspiration, and application. The situation is what's going on in this scripture. And the observation is, well, what truth or lessons are here for me? The inspiration is to take this lesson and go and share it. And the application is, how can I use what I have learned? So today's Rooted Rhythm Challenge is to take a section of scripture and try out the issues and the ations. Ask the situation, make an observation, find the inspiration, and apply the application. I am so thankful that you're part of this Rooted Rhythm Challenge as we pursue a life of rhythm together. Back to you, Bo and Drew.
Thank you so much, Sue. I love hearing that. Good reminders, and it's definitely true. Those rooted rhythms make a big difference.
Absolutely. So take a section of scripture like John 14 and do exactly what she encouraged us to do. It's a good one. All right. Another way to, have a devotion, very simple way, is Every Day with Jesus. So love to share this on the show. It's a simple thought, a daily devotion in 140 characters or less. Again, sometimes I think we can make things so complex and so difficult in our minds that it prevents us from doing them. So here's just a simple thought with a scripture verse to go with it every day. And there is a Facebook page. If you'd like to see this every day, you can look up Every Day with Jesus on Facebook and subscribe to that. All right, so here's our thought. There are only two kinds of people in this world, those who are in recovery and those who need to be in recovery. And then the scripture is Romans 11:11. Again, I ask, did they stumble so as to fall beyond recovery? Not at all. Rather, because of their transgression, salvation has come to the Gentiles to make Israel envious. I just like the idea that nobody is beyond recovery.
Yes.
And we're all in this kind of place where, yes, we're recovering from all kinds of, hurts and damages and struggles and habits and hang-ups and sin. And
it's 100% true that every single one of us recovery is possible.
Absolutely.
No matter who you are.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can live it out.
Yep.
Yep. Very cool.
That's good.
Simple little devotion. We play a little Trivial Pursuit.
Yes.
All right, here we go. The way this works is Johanna will draw a card at random from the middle of the 1981 edition of Trivial Pursuit, and we'll read one question at a time. We want you to play along, make a guess, just try. I'll remember these questions are old, so
Yes,
they're
they
extra
are.
trivial.
Some of them are obsolete, but
You
that's
get
okay.
all 6 right. We will send you a congratulatory fun dip in the mail, so keep track. Let us know if you get all 6 right. I would love nothing more than to send you a fun dip. That's the only way you're going to get one of those. The only way to get
Only
one
way.
of these, share the show.
Share the show.
Clicking a share might get a mug. It's not too late. Share the show. But if you get all 6 right, we'll send you a fun dip. I'm going to make a guess. How about you try 2? Let's go.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Yep.
Blue.
Geography.
What city is home to the Mayo Clinic?
I got to name the city.
City.
It's in Minnesota.
That is correct. But what city in Minnesota is home to the Mayo Clinic?
No. It's not Minneapolis.
It's not.
It's not St. Paul. Those are
Nope.
the twin cities. It's, oh my goodness.
I'll give a freebie hint because you're
Okay.
so close anyway. It is, I don't know if this can help you or you guys, but it is the name of a city in New Hampshire as well.
It is. Okay.
It is.
I'm going to go with, Concord.
No, it is Rochester.
Rochester,
Rochester, Minnesota.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
Okay.
Nope. All right. Someone out there, hope you got it.
Yep, somebody did.
Pink.
Pink, entertainment.
Who backed up Sam the Sham?
Sam the Sham and the, it's not the Shamettes. That's,
No.
That's a good guess, though.
That is, but no.
Sam the Sham and
Yep.
the, it's not King.
No, but
I know, it's-
close-ish.
I know, because I know what it is. Oh, I hate missing this one. Sam the Sham was backed up by the Monarchs. I don't know.
The Pharaohs.
The Pharaohs. So close. All right.
All right.
0 for 2.
Okay. Yellow.
Yo, history.
History. What does Lloyd's Lutine Bell announce?
Lloyd's what?
Lutine? Lutine?
How you spell it?
Lutine.
What does it announce?
Yeah. What does Lloyd's Lutine Bell announce?
Opening of the stock exchange?
No.
Let's guess.
A lost or overdue ship.
Okay. Lost ship.
Had no idea. If somebody got that, that's impressive to me. But
probably did.
Brown.
Brown. Art and literature.
Who wrote Funeral in Berlin? Wow, gosh, this is a hard card. I'm just saying.
Funeral in Berlin.
Yep.
Okay, I was gonna guess Agatha Christie, but I know that's not right because if
No.
you had saw that, you would have been like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, no.
Funeral in Berlin was written by Ian Fleming. No clue.
No, I'm a reader and I've never heard this before. Len Dayton.
Nope. Okay.
Never heard of him.
Len Dayton.
Funeral in Berlin. All right, we're gonna keep moving.
All right.
Green.
Green. Science and nature.
What is impossible to keep open while sneezing?
Well, I know the answer on the card. This is kind of a freebie.
Yeah.
It's eyes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Good job. You got it. Okay. Orange.
Orange. Sports and leisure.
What's the most common nickname of U.S. college football teams?
Ooh.
The most common nickname.
Yeah. There's 3.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna give you my answer, and then if
Yep.
it's not right, I'll try again.
Okay.
Bulldogs.
No.
Tigers.
Yep.
Yeah. Dang it.
Second
Okay.
one. You
Yeah,
got it.
Tigers.
Tigers. Most common nickname. All right. Well,
'Kay.
truly, there were some tricky ones on there. So if you got all 6,
I did very poorly. If
Wow.
you got all 6, let us know. We'll send you
Yep.
a fun dip in the mail. Okay.
you will have earned it. Yes.
All right. So it's time for a little JoJo's Boom Boom book review.
Yes.
Yeah. You're a voracious reader.
Yep.
And you share some great books with us. So what do you got?
All right, well, to start with, this one began it all. So, this is a heavy book, but This one, David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. The reason I'm recommending this is because I fell in love with the classics and with reading Charles Dickens from reading this one. And quick thing with this book made me want to read books before I could read them. This was my parents' book, which I stole from them, this actual copy, which is mine now. I have it at my house. And I can distinctly remember as a child holding this book before I could read and pretending that I was reading a book. So books like this, they're beautiful. They make you want to read it. But honestly, this is just a really cool story. I love the way he starts the sentence. He literally begins it with like, I've been told that I was born, and I just believe everyone because they told me that I was. Like, he's just a really hilarious writer, Charles Dickens. You should read some of his. And this is the one I would start with, David Copperfield. All right. Yes.
No, I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
I have a complete set of his works from like 1870.
That's cool.
In our bedroom.
Yep. See? Yeah. Vintage. The history of those books.
Yeah, the old books.
So cool.
They're not worth a ton, but they're pretty cool.
No, but it's really just So anyway, read some Charles Dickens.
50 years old.
And I love this one. Okay, speaking of books, this one is another one that I would highly recommend. This book is so inspiring, and it just fills me with hope. It is the story of William Kamkwamba. He is from the country of Malawi, and his country was going through a hard time, his family was going through a hard time, so he actually ended up like dropping out of school, but he still went and visited the school library. He found a book on energy, and he was like, I can create stuff that this book is talking about. He went to the junkyard near his house, and he made a windmill that generated electricity for him and his family, and it actually generated enough to like power his whole house and some of the local houses. He became like kind of famous for it. He ended up doing a TED Talk and stuff, but this is his story, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. It's so inspiring and amazing, and it's all about the power of libraries and books and like the human ingenuity and innovation and how amazing humans are. So I love this one. It's real inspiring. Wow. I would read this. His story is so cool. And actually, fun little side note, he ended up going to college in Dartmouth, New Hampshire.
Oh, wow.
So look at that. William Kamkwamba, I'd read that one. And my last one, which I don't have a physical copy of because I got it from the library, but a kid's book that I would recommend is called The War That Saved My Life. It's by Kimberly Baker, I think it is, and it's just a story. I'm a sucker for books that are like told, you learn history through the perspective of kids. So you learn about World War II from a girl named Ada and her brother who were part of the London evacuees who have to leave London, like when it was getting bombed and stuff, and go to the countryside. And it's just a really cool book, well written. You learn about history with kids. So The War That Saved My Life. So those are my three that I'd recommend. David Copperfield, The Boy That Harnessed the Wind, and The War That Saved My Life.
Right on.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very cool. You want to do a little sermon?
I would love to do a sermon remix.
Let's do it. Words have consequences. So when our words go out, there's going to be consequences. Sometimes the consequences are really good. Sometimes the consequences are really bad. Sometimes we don't even understand or are even able to evaluate the consequences for quite some time, but there's always consequences to them. Verse 3 says, when we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder wherever the pilot wants to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue is also a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. Whoa. I mean, there's some really strong language here in the book of James regarding the words that we speak. Out of this mouth, it produces great consequences. And so if we have uncontrolled tongues, it's going to lead to out of control lives.
That is so true, and I just love the book of James, and that we've been in the book of James and been learning about it, and that particular verse is just one of, I wouldn't say my favorites, but I think there's just so much truth and power in that your tongue is like a flame of fire. You need to be careful what you do with it and be paying attention to it. So I loved that portion of the message and what you're talking about there. I have to be honest, partly why when I was watching the message and online, that stuck out in my head because I taught on that verse.
I know you did.
One time.
I know, I remember.
To our students here at MCC. And you see that little table that you use when you're preaching?
Yeah, my table.
Yep, your table. I think that's a different one than the one that you used to use.
It is.
Because I had a little mishap. I was teaching on that particular verse, and I really wanted these students to understand the power of the tongue. And so I pulled out a lighter and I lit a piece of paper on fire. And I had done test runs to make sure that I knew what I was doing, but it's fire, it's not predictable. And it ended up, I even had a little pan of water next to me, and it actually ended up catching the aluminum pan thingy on fire, and then it caught the table on fire, and it scorched the table. So you couldn't use it anymore, I think.
That unpredictable nature of fire that burns wood tables.
Yeah,
That's pretty hard.
My message illustration worked a little too well. The students were sitting there like, oh.
My table gets scorched and everybody just assumes I did it.
Yeah, I think they did.
I know.
I'm like, no, it was actually
you.
Johanna.
I love it, it was you.
It was me. That table gave its life for the gospel.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on This Is the Day Monday edition. We'll catch you tomorrow on Tuesday. This is the day.